welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And today, to dive into Summer House Season 10, Episode 10, I am joined by a dear pod friend of mine and a stellar podcaster in her own right. Van from the Best Week Ever podcast is here. And I'm so happy you're here, Van. Make sure to follow Van at Best Week Ever Pod on Instagram. And we're going to gab into Summer House. And I think you look absolutely like movie star level gorgeous today in the Riverside window.
Thank you. I was getting the inner summer vibe feel, and I'm so ready to have so much fun with you and just gossip.
You look gorgeous. The hair is laid.
Thanks. I got to thank my hairstylist, Shantae. She's been killing it.
Shout
color.
out. No, you look gorge. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I mean, before we dive into the episode itself, though, I gotta kind of get a vibe check on where you're at in the scandal discourse. Any recent revelations? Anything that is really keeping you up at night about Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson?
I think what's keeping me up at night is her prancing around in Wes's clothes, and I feel like that's, to me, she's trying to give like territorial vibes that West is hers. I think she's doubling down. The fact that I was checking up last night, actually, who was following who, and it looks like Sierra unfollowed. They both unfollowed each other, but they're still all like following each other from the cast, except like Mia and KJ. Lindsay,
Does Lindsay still follow both of them?
I think Lindsay unfollowed Amanda, but she still follows Kyle, but doesn't follow West. So, yeah.
Well, for once, Kyle didn't do anything wrong. She doesn't need to unfollow Kyle. For once. She can unfollow him for other reasons, but not for this, I guess.
Yeah.
I still find it crazy that Rihanna followed Danielle.
Well, remember from...
And not Sierra?
It's because of Winter House. Remember when Martha's Vineyard collabed with the Winter House? I think it was like the final season. And I want to say her name is Jordan. She was like the Playboy favorite. Yep. She was my favorite. She was getting close with Amanda. And I remember saying, stay away from her. Demi Lovato style. Get a job. I did not want Amanda near Jordan. Just because like I knew Amanda just isn't really... She always came off mean girl to me. Never really inviting.
She's definitely has always had that energy, especially when you go back. The thing that, you know, is hard about all of this continued discourse is like, I don't think anyone ever really liked her. Sorry, that feels kind of harsh to say, but like when with Scandival, like, I don't know, I just think a lot of people really liked Tom, Ariana, and Raquel. Like, I think people, especially because Raquel was going through, like, was on the other side of a really bad breakup. Everyone was very team her and team her staying on the show and, like, letting her finally, like, break free from James. We all loved Ariana. And Tom was kind of, like, always just a perfect disaster, but never full-fledged psychopath. In, like, the later seasons, obviously, there was all, him and Kristen were a match made in hell. But, like, you know, with this, it's like, Wes and Amanda don't inspire much energy. And I saw Ira Madison was threading today about this, because there was this Dumois blind item, which I can't stand Dumois. I mean, as we all can't, but like sometimes the blind items they get, or makeup, allegedly, just feels like such nonsense. But someone wrote in that they heard Wes talking on a flight or something this week, saying that like he's doing okay, but he's hoping to have some sort of like Tom Sandoval-esque trajectory after this, and he knows he'll be fine. And Tom Sandoval is a demon, but Tom Sandoval also, like Ira was saying in his thread, like wanted to be remorseful and was willing to sit and listen to people's critiques of his behavior and sit in the mess and the muck. Where West is like, doesn't really feel that he has that type of energy. I feel like he might just kind of hide, you know?
Do you think he's going to join the reunion? Because there's already been word that Amanda is going to be at the reunion, but do you think Wes will show up? Because he's such a pussy. I don't
I
see
could.
him
I
showing
think.
face.
I think. I think he knows if he wants to continue to make a check off of reality TV, he needs to show up. Like I don't think. I don't think. I think the chances are low for him to be on a show like Traitors or House of Villains after all this because he joined the show in season 8. Like he's not like a OG mainstay on Bravo. He's still newer in the grand scheme of things. So if he wants to have some sort of career in reality TV because that's kind of all that he's doing right now, he needs to go. And I'm sorry, we don't need press releases about employees going to work. I'm sorry, Amanda announcing that she will be going to the reunion. Like, right. You should go. I guess I didn't think that wasn't an option.
Contractually, you have to be here.
Right. You kind of that's part of your job. So I don't think it's there maybe there's a press release to be had if you are not in attendance, but to say I am going, it's like, right. As you should. But did you catch this clip going around with Sierra on the Euphoria premiere red carpet?
Oh, yeah, killing it. Not letting Sydney Sweeney talk 1 minute. She was just like, yeah,
I know.
taking
She was
the
like,
full camera.
yep. She was like, well, what do you think it's like when an ex best friend comes to your ex boyfriend? And it was, guys. It's all over Threads right now, and on Instagram. You can find it pretty quickly. But she essentially just looks dead at the camera lens, like, well, she says at this point, I hope you guys get married. Is what she says because she's like, if it was really that worth it, like, let's at least make it the long haul. And she just looks at the camera like,
The shade is so real. I loved it because, yeah, that's at least what I expect when I saw the joint statement of Wes and Amanda. I was like, oh, so you guys expect to really get married and live happily ever after. In what world? But
not with West ass. He is sleeping all around and he's a disaster.
if you're willing to break everything apart, yeah, get married then. Go all the way.
It's really rough. And then allegedly, they were picking cameras back up this week
Finally.
before they filmed the reunion. Yeah, I saw that from Real Moms of Bravo posted that, and they usually have pretty good intel with the Summer House cast. How do I venture into this? Let's see. It's hard. Like I'm not the type of outlet where I want people coming in with intel, especially people from the cast. But they are good. They're kind of friendly with a lot of the cast online, and so they get good intel. But at the same time, when that happens, I'm like, at what cost? Because like they're like buddy buddy with West. I mean, I should honestly have them on and ask them about it. But like that has to be hard when you fly that close to the sun, and then like shit like this implodes. And you're like, well, I had so and so on my show, or I interviewed Wes myself. Like I guess it's just a transactional relationship, but that freaks me out. I almost like freaks me out to know too much, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I purposely don't want to talk to them about the show if I was that close to them because I would want to
Yeah.
maintain some sort of relationship. Just because then they can easily be pointed back to you, any source of information. I wouldn't, yeah. That's one thing. I mean, I'm impressed that you get all these reality TV stars to get You're such a great interviewee. I am not.
Thank
I
you.
am just like currently telling news of what's having the worst and best week ever in pop culture. I would never be able to have like a reality TV star tell me who they think is having the worst and best week ever in pop culture. But yeah, you and Taria, you guys are just so great in interviewing reality TV stars. I know you had to pull one episode, which is so upsetting because you did such a great job on like
Oh, that's very nice.
asking questions that I don't hear on any other outlet. So yeah, you're doing the work, Tom.
Yeah. I didn't. Here's the thing: is that was a lesson in. I don't know. There's some things are off pod. More of that is an off pod convo. But yeah, I did have to pull something. But the Wes Wilson interview is still out there. Go subscribe, by the way, to the Dumpster Dive Patreon, patreon.com/Dumpster Dive Pod. You can find the Wes Wilson video there. That's the only place that the video is going to live. That's not me intentionally trying to make a bag off of it. I literally can't get the video off of Patreon, and I can't find my back, my like copy in my drive. So you'll have to find it there. And it's an interesting chat. Like it was a great chat that I had with him like in that time. But obviously like now don't have any interest in chatting again. But yeah.
And it's the Wes Wilson before fame really like hit him in the face, because
I know, but that's why he wouldn't. But he got mad at me because I mentioned that. He got mad because I mentioned his fame, and he wouldn't talk to me. It's like look where we are now, West. You were mad at me for mentioning newfound fame, and now you're trying to get on House of Villains.
I'm actually watching House of Villains, and he is not that likable to be on that show. Like, I feel like all those villains are likable.
House of Villains. Yeah, you're right.
Unfortunately, like even Tom, I'm just like, God damn it! I remember liking this dude watching Vanderpump Rules. That's why he's on the show.
Tom's a great character. He's a fantastic reality television character. He is so delusional. And it's not a show. Like, he really buys into his delusion. Like, he really thinks that he deserves a Grammy. He was on America's Got Talent. Y'all, need we not forget? What was it? What's this band called? Tom and the.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that he has that trumpet.
I can't remember. Yeah, there's just the trumpet. I don't know. But that's what makes him good. Yeah, I agree. House of Villains. It is villains, but it's really House of Stars because they're all stars that you want to see back on TV in any form. So, and this last week on House of Villains, everyone brought in like their best friend from reality TV, and guys, Tiffany Pollard brought in Chance from Chance of Love and I Love New York. I was starstruck.
Me too. That and like
Chance.
And the way he was dressed, it was like a time capsule all over again. Mm-hmm. Them hitting on each other. Guys, watch House of Villains. Like, we're not sponsored by them, but it's so good this season. I'm having a lot of fun. Kate and Ben there too. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. So before we get into the episode, I want you to tell everyone about Best Week Ever and how they can you, but two, kind of like what the show's all about.
Well, I did mention a little before we rate and discuss who's having the worst and best week ever in pop culture. It can be reality TV, it can be music videos, it can be anything literally under the sun. I feel like the news weekly has been moving fast, so we just like rate on who we think is having the worst and best week ever. I had Tom, like our friends are on there too. A guest comes on each week and we both discuss who's having the worst and best week ever. And I'm going to have to ask you to come on this summer. This summer, I'm going to shake things up. It's summer. We're having fun. Best Week Ever was like one of my favorite TV shows, especially in the summertime when it came to like pop culture gossip. And yeah, that's what I pretty much do on my podcast. I'm also now on YouTube. I know Tom has successfully been on there. I've been having so much fun.
I don't know about that successfully. I'm trying.
I think you are. I've been seeing the views go up. I've been hyping up every video that has come across my feed. I do have you on my notifications. So you and Taria.
Hit the notification bell.
Yes. So I'm, checking out YouTube, hoping to, like yourself, get out of Instagram, just because it's been such a cesspool lately that I need to creatively be more active with my pod, and YouTube has been helping me out with that. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, y'all get on. Honestly, I mean, I know that it's kind of the oldest form of social media because YouTube was around before any of this other mess was, essentially. But it's great over there. I have a good time, and the people are nice. And if they're mean, you kind of just don't care because you can't like get at their profile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what's nice about it. When on Instagram and Threads, when people start trolling, it's usually a bot. But and even then, like you want to be like, I want to find where you live and ruin you.
And it's like someone that like
YouTube,
goes
I'm
to
like,
church.
oh, I'm just not for you, diva, and that's okay. Yeah, right. But yeah, best week ever. Y'all go subscribe. It's a fabulous show. So, and before we get into the recap, one more thing, just housekeeping reminder: the Patreon is active. You can get early access and ad-free episodes of Dumpster Dive there at patreon.com/dumpster dive pod. Let's get into season 10, episode 10. So we pick up right at the back half of Lindsay's housewarming party. Now, Ben, what were your thoughts on Lindsay's apartment?
Oh, it's stunning. I
Yeah.
am obsessed, but I also know behind the scenes she's having so much trouble with that apartment. Didn't she have to have Luke over to like fix her pipes? I know New York City apartments are really complicated.
Oh yeah, I'm staring at a hole kind of in the ceiling behind you right now. I'm not kidding. If I could turn the camera, I would show you. Like Brian and I came back from a vacation in Miami a couple years ago, and literally we walk in and we're like, "What's that sound?" And then we open the office and there's just like water pouring onto the Peloton bike that sits behind our desk, and it was also leaking in. We have so many issues with our upstairs neighbor. They have pipe issues, and I think they try and self plumb, if that's a word. They
Makeshift.
try and be the makeshift plumbers themselves, and maybe they're not. So, but yeah, in the no matter how even the nice apartments. That's the thing with New York is like, you move into these luxury buildings, they are built on toothpicks. Like it's not like, honestly, sometimes I think the better deals are the older buildings because their infrastructure is better. It's not built in like 2 seconds. It's just the older buildings have like, they're harder to clean and things like that. But like this luxury building, like I could see there being drama. So that doesn't surprise me to hear that. Yeah, about Luke, and then I think someone else told me something else happened in the apartment. Like she was having I can't remember, but yeah,
Well, I
it's
know
gorgeous though.
she had that I was laughing at the fact that she had someone playing the piano because I know she's been trying to get rid of that piano outside of her house.
Yes, yes, because guys, the piano came with the home, which I heard it from Gibson because Gibson was at the party. He's good friends with her, and yeah, the piano came with the apartment, which that is a. I think people think that's a selling point in a way, but in reality, the reason it came with the apartment is the person behind like that was there before doesn't want to handle the logistics of getting a baby grand out of a New York City apartment.
Can you imagine how
That's
it must have been such a
it.
big deal for it to come in to the apartment? So having taken
Oh
it
my god,
out.
I don't. Yeah, I mean you have to put it. Often with those, they have people who like piece them together, and but you can't take apart like this the body of it, like the main part, like the music part, like I think that they piece together the rest of it. But yeah, I cannot even imagine. I'm picturing like in Looney Tunes when they're like carrying the pianos like up the stairs and it crashes and yeah. So we get to meet Ben's new girl. That's actually not Ben's new girl. It's actually just his girlfriend he's had the whole time, but he decided to actually double down on it now. Sabrina. Sabrina is giving fan energy to me, and I'm not vibing with it. What are your thoughts?
It was weird. And I feel bad for saying that she's weird right off the bat because the source
Why?
is Ben. Well, like
I know.
the reason why she is weird is because of Ben. And I feel like Ben was like probably telling her about everyone and that's why she feels the urge to say like I feel like I know you already. But also watching Ben having the privilege to bring back his girlfriend, I was like, okay, justice for Bailey, the one from last year then, who was friends with Lexi because she was kicked off the
Yeah.
show for having a boyfriend. And I'm like, well, Ben had a girlfriend this whole entire time. I just think because he is in that bachelor crowd, he has the leg up to be able to break up with the girl he was seeing to go on a show and then realize, like, I do want the girl that I was seeing to be
So
part of the
yeah, a
show.
little backstory here for those that don't know about it. Bailey, a different Bailey, Bailee, who was on last season with Lexi, they came in together, and she was only in like the first 2 or 3 episodes because Amanda allegedly ratted her out to production, saying that she had this boyfriend that she like wasn't talking about, and so production said like, bye. I
I
my
didn't
only
know
thing
it
with
was
that though,
Amanda.
to be honest with, what'd you say?
I didn't know it was Amanda. She
Yeah,
really
yeah.
has been getting the karma back this year.
Allegedly, it was Amanda. That's what
Yeah.
I've heard recently. But here's the thing I have to say though about that is that Ben has been kind of an integral part of the story, and Bailey. I know we watched an edited version of it, but I don't know what Bailey was necessarily like bringing to the table in the first half of the season for filming, and I think it might have just been a perfect storm of like you're hiding things, but you're also like not really that
That
interesting
interesting.
either.
Yeah.
So I do understand the argument that like Ben has pretty white privilege to get to be like this just man who like gets to hide his relationship and then reveal it, but in reality he is a little bit more in the mix, I have to say. So
I want to know what Sabrina thinks about him flirting with Dara, because that was obvious to everyone that he was trying to get to know Dara in a very flirty way.
I think though, honestly, like I think he wasn't with her. I think what happened was they true. Here's the thing: Ben is not that good at reality TV. Like I don't think he's really clunky at carrying information. Like he's trapped in mess right now because he was telling on Kyle and Amanda's relationship. Like I think he was being honest with Sierra about what happened, where like he really liked her, but then the show was happening and he was like, I want to just focus on this and like keep my options open. But then like literally the second Dara didn't want to be with him, he was like, what am I doing? Like I should just be with Sabrina, and then went back to her. I feel like that's probably what happened. And in the end, they didn't do any. I really don't think Dara and Ben did anything. I think I think she kind of had the ick from.
And she's so true. Like, she said it was a flirty day. She was flirty with everyone that day.
Yeah, I think that's fine too. Yeah. So yeah, we get kind of they Frankensteined this in the mid-season trailer a bit to make it look like the new girls were gonna really like go at it over this Ben Dara KJ of it all, but it didn't land like that. Like Bailey very quickly was like, "Hey, so I like I told Lindsay that you were in there for an hour with Ben, but like if it didn't happen, it didn't happen." Like it got squashed so quickly that I was like, I thought we were gonna actually have drama here.
Yeah, no, there was a clip that Levi said that's cheating.
Right.
The word
Right.
cheating was supposed to be said in that scene, and we didn't get it from the trailer. I want to know what was
It's
the cheating
crazy.
part. What was cheating?
I think she was saying like if he's really with that girl Sabrina, like that's cheating to me, at least emotional cheating by being in a room with a girl for an hour, like flirting with her. I think that's probably what she was saying. But I feel like they're cutting out the story. One, they're cutting out Levi, period. But then two, they're cutting out the story of Ben and Sabrina actually being together kind of through the first part of filming. So I think that's probably why they cut it. Lindsay also gives a speech where she calls out Carl being her ex-fiance. This is Lindsay core. This is Lindsay Hubbard core. This is Hub House core. Made me so happy. What were your thoughts?
Oh, I didn't realize that she had so many speeches. I'm just so used to them that I look forward to the speeches that she gives out. I mean, some of them are a little long-winded, but they're hilarious. It's so Lindsay Hubbard.
So Lindsay, and but also her just calling someone out in a like she loves to call people out when it's like just not the time. It's like supposed to be a happy occasion, and she's like, and my ex fiance is there, and fuck him. But cheers to new beginnings. Oh my god, it really, really cracked me up. Um, Also, this Carl Bailey, that we get a little more intel on them. And do you think they're together? I know that there was that reel, but then now like we haven't seen them together again, and I just wonder what's going on with that.
I don't know. I think Carl is a real great beard for the Bravo ladies right now. Because didn't he go on a date with Vanita and it was like 5 hours? I remember seeing the after show for Southern Charm, and Vanita just went like on and on about how great this 5 hour date was, that to the point they closed down the restaurant. Is he just dating whoever is single in the Bravo universe?
No, I mean, I don't think he's bopping around that much. With Vanita, like he just, it sounded like they had a good thing, and then he did something shady unintentionally shady, I guess, with the press. She mentioned it in Southern Charm, where like he made some comment about her in an interview, and she was like, "I don't fuck with that. Like, we're done."
Oh, I did
So
not hear that part. The
yeah,
Less Than
it's
Amanda
in
news,
part of the.
man.
I don't remember if it was part one or part two of the Southern Charm reunion, but they bring it up in this the reunion that just happened, and I'm sure that Andy will ask some more intel about that at the Summer House reunion coming up. But then we also get Sabrina. Once again, I kind of mentioned this earlier, in this weird scene where like they clearly thought cameras weren't on them, because it's just like a scene of Kyle where he's literally in the shot like this. He's like, and then like in the background you just like see the two of them. And Sabrina is saying to Amanda like, I've heard everything that's going on this summer. If you need to get out, let me know. I'm like, if someone said that to me, I would be like, bitch, who do you think you are? What?
Yeah, I feel like she likes Sierra because Sierra was one of the girls to tell Ben to listen to his heart. Like, give Sabrina a call back. I think they had that connection of bonding, and I'm sure Ben went ahead and told Sabrina that. So obviously Sabrina is just like automatically thanking Sierra, but in a very fangirly weird way.
Yeah. Now, do you think that this rumor is true that Ben and Amanda did hook up?
I feel like they probably had like some sort of fling. I mean, it was in international waters, how before, back in the day, before cameras were involved, like if it was out of state, internationally, you're just like, no, what
What
are
are
you
these
talking
rules?
about?
Who
Well,
wrote
it's
these rules
very
down?
much like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I feel like internet, like at least back in my day, it was like
That's not how I run things in this apartment.
I'm making myself look so bad. And my husband's probably being like, we are never going out separately anymore.
Is that your rule? I mean, I'm open to it
No.
being your rule, but
But I can't see that happening. I mean, like, why not? But also, I don't know. The whole Amanda and Kyle thing has gotten me so befuddled where I'm just like, maybe Amanda did do that with Ben. We really don't know who Amanda is anymore. We know her akin to Kyle, but her as a
we
person
don't
self,
we
like,
don't know who she is anymore. We just don't know.
we just don't know. We just know her as like Kyle's little like booty thing. And now looking back, I'm just like, oh yeah. I mean, like, besides her being a mean girl to the new girls in the house, that's pretty much all I can say about Amanda.
I know
Whiny Amanda.
and that her parents are very involved in her life
Very sheltered,
financially.
which says a lot about her emotional intelligence. I don't think that
Yeah.
she's that smart.
Oh,
Sadly.
okay. Well,
The hot takes
well,
are coming
well,
in.
well, there we go, guys. This just in. Well, speaking of her not being that smart, she also is not that smart about the cameras, because she pulls some shady shit that we'll bring up again later. But she does tell Sabrina that Ben that everyone in the house is talking about how Ben's in love with her. and she gets caught
And it wasn't Bailey who said
because,
it.
well, no, she said it right to Sabrina's face, and Sabrina's like, "Okay, well, I'm with him now." I'm sorry, that would piss me off so much, and you know, with but here's my little thing with Amanda and Sabrina. We're talking so much about Sabrina, but I kind of feel like they're both having a pick me off. Like they both give pick me energy to me. And so they're kind of like both having like a no, but he loves me. And I'm like, and like they don't feel like neither of them feel like girls, but they feel like they go in hot similarly, right? Like Sabrina came into the scene and was like, I've heard about you, blah 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 blah. Like if you were a real girl's girl, you wouldn't go up to someone and be like with a mic on you and cameras around, being like, I've heard everything that's going on. Like if you need anything, let me know. Like that's not really that doesn't feel appropriate. And in the same breath, Amanda also, throwing her relationship under the bus also isn't appropriate. So they're kind of a match made in heaven for enemies to me, Sabrina and Amanda.
Yeah, bring her in next year. I'd love to see
She'll
it.
she'll be in the next episode allegedly. She's in there and they're gonna have a little tussle. It looks like. So that's the party, but then we get to Sierra, back in Georgia, buying her grandparents' house, which I think is such a sweet story. And I threaded this online, but it's really special to see Sierra be the star of this white show.
Yeah.
Like she is the female lead character. If we're gonna like break down the characters, I think Kyle is our male character and has been unfortunately for a long time. And then our female character, I think for a long time was Lindsay, and then Paige maybe a little bit there, but Sierra has really risen to the front, being like the one. And when y'all really think about all the shows where they've tried to, you know, bring in people of color and make the shows be a little bit more inclusive with who is a part of the cast. The white people continue to reign as like the main characters of those shows. Like on Beverly Hills, Garcelle could barely even inch her way to like top billing, and she fought for it, but like it never got there. And even other cast members on Summer House, Gabby and Mia, not Mia, what's her
Maya.
name? The Maya. Like it's a hard climb in a hard environment, and Sierra has done it in just like the most authentic, special, beautiful, earnest way. I love to see her shine like this.
I know, and I remember that she came into the cast as being Luke's like side chick, right?
Yeah.
Because he was continuously talking to Hannah, and I remember they were trying so hard to pit those girls against each other. And lo and behold, girls are gonna girl, I guess. Sierra is very much girl. You can totally tell that she had so much love for Amanda. And even in the Watch What Happens Live interview, when Sierra and Amanda were both there, and Andy asked Amanda, when did you move out of the house in Kyle? I instantly knew that Amanda was lying, because Sierra's face, just like she has a face card where she cannot lie. And I just saw Sierra being like, she's lying. Like you moved out like earlier from the summer, not in October or December. She couldn't even give a straight answer. But yeah, you see that with Mia. I'm so happy that Mia is part of the cast. She is the
love
only
her.
she's the only friend that is able to have Sierra open up. Because I've said this before, Sierra is like Amanda's friend, not the other way around. Like Sierra's there for Amanda, but Amanda's not there for
Right.
Sierra. And we needed that with Mia, because Mia's being there for Sierra, and we get to see Sierra open up this. She's having such a great season, and it just sucks that it's being overshadowed by this whole entire fiasco.
Yeah, but I don't think it is in real. I do think it is. I think that obviously the scandal is front of mind because we're shockingly only like 10 days into it or less than that maybe. Like, and eventually this will go away, and she's navigating this really well. She's gonna have a star reunion performance. Like, I don't think she. I really, truly don't think she'll be defined by this. Amanda and West will be defined by it, sadly.
Yeah.
So.
Amanda for sure.
She's also, oh yeah, for sure. I mean, West. The thing that sucks is like West should be defined by it, but straight white men can get away with murder, and amongst some other things these days, doesn't it seem? So
Oh, he's getting
he'll
high
probably be
fives
fine.
at Complex as we speak right now
Oh
of
yeah, he
what's
was at.
happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Also, like y'all, I've said this before on the show, but now I am just a West hater because of everything that's happened, and I hate myself for not being a
Come.
West hater for life, right? But I've said this before, but why is it that white people just sometimes don't want to be white? And like, I'm sorry, I think it's so weird sometimes how he is constantly like dressing in ways where it's like just appropriating like black streetwear, and like he's wearing like, I mean, I'm saying this while I'm wearing like a Beyonce Cowboy Carter shirt, but like he's wearing like a black artist on his shirt when they go. I don't know. I can't quite put into words why it bothers me. I'm just picking at everything, but I think seeing him treat black a black woman so terribly for at this point 3 years, right? Yet he is constantly just trying to use black lingo. He's trying to dress in black inspired streetwear. It's just like you don't really respect the culture. Like you take advantage of it.
No, that's
I just
100%
really
you read him
dropped
down.
T there,
Yeah.
but yeah. Just be white. It's okay. It's yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. I get it. I'm here. I just don't. Sometimes I'm like, y'all, come on. It's just what you are. You got to figure out how to just be the best white you can be. So, we also get this Mia, Amanda, and Lindsay dinner, which felt incredibly forced. I can't imagine Mia and Lindsay ever wanting to sit down with Amanda if the cameras weren't there. But I mean, I would like to be there. It looked like fun, and we learned a little bit more about Mia and her family
Ugh,
life,
this made
and
me
how
cry.
made me cry too. She lost both of her parents, and it's nothing in life prepares you for that. And she, and it's sometimes I feel like it's always the strongest people that have to endure that,
And the
and it's like they shouldn't
sweetest.
have, yeah, and they shouldn't have to endure that. Like a very very dear lifelong friend of mine is in a very similar boat, and it's like she's just like so beautiful and strong, and I just don't understand. And she's asked herself this too, like, why me? And I just hate that. But Mia is such a beacon of light on the other side of all of that. Not everyone can endure that and be that bright, you know?
Yeah. And all this to say under one breath, like, so sad to hear that, but also, like, you don't really need to have a baby because of all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just very much like a baby's not gonna like heal your wounds of grief with your parents. It'll probably bring out like the motherhood out of you that you really want, but like the whole I need a baby so I'm not alone thing was really like, no, that's not the message
Yeah,
we
but
should be sending out there.
yeah, but I think she's just saying like I don't think she's saying like I need a baby to replace mom and dad. It's just I think she's more just saying like I don't have a conventional like team of people like a lot of people do. Like I'm an only child. I think she's an only child because she didn't mention siblings.
No.
And like I think she's just like I need teammates, and I've always wanted kids, and like this is just it this is the we're entering like the go time of when it needs to happen. So I feel like that's kind of why. she's saying that. But I agree, babies are not solutions to any problem. But I think she'd be a great mom. Truly, she's like so. She, I feel like doesn't it feel like we've known her forever for some reason?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen her before too. Before entering Summer House, she did say she worked at the box. She's a
She was on that show.
realtor.
She was on a show for 2 seasons, but I don't think we watched it. Selling the Hamptons.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, she was on that show. She was like the main character on that. But I literally don't know anyone who watched it. But
Okay,
it was an Oppenheim show.
now I want to go watch that just because I want a little bit more information about her relationship that she has with that chef. Just because right now I do love them both very much, but 6 years together is a very long time. And I know personal experience dating a chef is very, very difficult. And I want to hear more about.
Wait, is your husband a chef?
No,
Oh, oh, oh.
no, in another lifetime.
Got it. I've never been. I've never. The thing is, there's not a lot of gays in the chef world. Like, I feel like because it's a very misogynistic
It's so
space.
very much so, especially in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
because they're just so power hungry and like they feel like they have power and like I don't know. Yeah, there's not. I don't know. I don't know any. I know gays that like have started. Cooking business. I mean, my partner was on Food Network. He was a baker, but not like in a kitchen, like capital C chef. You know what I mean? Like, and also Brian is not a baker as his. I'm not discounting his work. It was a hobby for him. He's had a lot of different career paths, but I don't identify him as chef.
No, he's
But I
too
can't
nice to
imagine dating
be
one.
having that
I
title.
know. He's way too nice. He's honestly way too nice to be with me. Okay, we get to the house the next weekend, and so we're hearing about the Sabrina drama in the car with Ben and Carl and I can't remember who. Oh, Sierra and Mia. And here's my thing with Ben. He's a little rat. No one likes a rat. He is over here just constantly telling other people's business, but then it's always the rats that don't like to be ratted out on. I've watched too much Mob Wives to not know how this goes. The rats are always the ones that are like, "Why are you ratting me out?" And it's like, "Cause you did it to me."
Well,
Like
that's
he is so pressed about Amanda, but in this whole season he's been telling everyone's business.
well, that's why I have a little grace with Sabrina being weird because he is a little rat. He's like telling Sabrina like his side of the story first before she can have an actual judgment on these people that she's first meeting.
Yeah.
And you're so right. He is gossiping about everyone, but God forbid someone's talking about him and Amanda. He gets all like in a tiffy.
Yeah. I know it's so weird. Like he's just like he's so sensitive but constantly spreading shit. It's like Diva, you are one of the messiest girls in the house, Miss Ben. Miss
The
Ben Waddle.
the Bachelor production taught him some ways.
You think? Like I feel like The Bachelor Australia is a completely different show than what we know as The Bachelor, you know? I've not seen a frame, but it just knowing Australian because like Australian Survivor, I've watched quite a few seasons of that. And it's Australian reality TV is great. Like there's Australian Traders is amazing. Like they make them different down there where they're down to be messy. So I do think that is what's kind of playing into here his messiness, but I don't think Australian reality TV is as manipulative as American is.
Yeah, you're right. We are
Like Bachelor America is
manipulators.
so those producers are all up in them, all up in those storylines, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is reality TV in general, but I don't know. I think this is just him. I think this is who he is. Boys are messy. Boys can be messy.
The biggest gossip divas are men. I mean, look at our administration. Sorry to bring that up. Let's move on.
Why did you do that? I was having a decent time. I always laugh like I can't wait till the day when I wake up and don't have to think about that person.
Yeah. Our
When that
day
will
will
be,
come, Tom. Our day
our
will
day will
come.
come, hopefully, if we're still here. Um, I wrote down, I love to see a packed house. I love that there's so many people in the cast. I like a big cast. I'm like down for all of that. Like seeing, it's essentially like all of the people pretty much. Oh no, Lindsay's not here, right? She's not in the house this weekend, but everyone else is. Well, no, but she is there during the Carl fight, which maybe the Carl fight is the last weekend, or do you think the Carl fight is this weekend?
Probably because isn't it Lindsay's birthday this weekend? I feel like
Oh,
she'll
you're
probably
right.
come in later
So
because
maybe the
it is
Carl
her
fight is like
birthday.
the season finale or like the second to last episode because they said we only have 2 more weekends this summer. So I think we probably have, including this one, 4 episodes left in the season because we'll do another episode in this weekend and then 2 episodes in the final.
There's got to be
So
a
maybe the
bonus with everything
well, and
going
then
on.
there may be a bonus with yeah, you're right with that stuff. But we do need Carl laying hands. I've been waiting for Carl to lay hands on little leprechaun. So we do start to get the kind of intro of that storyline that Carl is really upset with Kyle because Kyle did not reach out to Carl on the anniversary of his brother's passing, but he did post about Lindsay on Instagram. Now, I have a couple thoughts here. I just think with Carl, he it has a case of the he's a better friend to everyone than they are to him, unfortunately. And Kyle's a narcissist or narcissist adjacent. And I wouldn't expect that behavior out of him for him to text Carl. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think Carl was just expecting a little too much from Kyle, especially I don't want to side with Kyle, but Kyle since the beginning of summer has mentioned like the stress that he is going through. Obviously, he doesn't really dip into his relationship with Amanda, but I feel like Kyle made it pretty clear to Carl that he's not in the headspace to be a good friend right now. I don't know. Am I being too much of a Kyle defender? Because I do see
Well,
both
yeah, but
sides,
what does that mean? But what does that mean though? Like I'm not in a good headspace to be a good friend. You've known him for so long. Like I just don't. I feel like that's kind of a weird
which all divvies down to
excuse.
the fact that Carl is more of a friend to Kyle than Kyle's a friend to Carl.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like that's been pretty clear over the years, especially with Kyle outing him out with his drug use.
crazy.
That was so crazy. I'm sorry, but like no friend. I'm surprised that they're even still friends after that. Like,
I can't believe he's expecting. Well, right. Okay, so let's talk about that. Like he's expecting a behavior out of Kyle that may have never existed before. Like he's really
never.
expecting him to be empathetic. He's expecting the guy who did what you just said, like expose his drug use on camera.
Thinking that it would help Carl, which maybe
Right.
hindsight it did, but like it also brought in a lot of like trauma for Carl to live that out in public.
Yeah. The other thing too is like I've seen Carl out in the city quite a bit. I've followed all of them forever. Like I don't see them out together. And part of me is, I mean, obviously, like I don't know these people, but like the vibes never gave to me that like they are off-camera besties. That it's more of a like on-camera bestie situation. Which I also kind of think that about Amanda and Sierra, where it's like they are good friends, but I think that the friendship begins and ends with the filming dates of Summer House.
I think Paige really defined it well when she and Hannah were on Giggly Squad podcast, where she said Sierra and us are real friends. That word real showed
Mm-hmm.
me that like, oh, there's TV friends, part of the show, and then like
Yep.
actual real friends where they do see each other off season. Because Amanda has made it clear where she said on 2 seasons ago where she's like, I don't see my friends when we're not filming, when it's not summertime. You live in New York City. What do you mean you guys don't catch up in New York City in the off season, especially in the fall, winter? That's when I do want to
Yeah.
hang out with my friends the most.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's just some things off about like who really is real when the cameras are up and down, you know. I just think Kyle and Amanda have gotten away with a lot on the show with being real friends to people, quote unquote, but then like in reality they're just reality friends, you know. Not real friends. But that doesn't mean that I'm not we're not delegitimizing Carl's feelings about why he's sad. I'm just saying it surprises me to expect so much out of someone like Kyle. I do wonder, and I'm curious your thoughts on where you think they are today, Kyle and Carl.
I guess surface leveled, like just there for each other for the show, but no deeper than that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Like
probably right.
they both
He
say
did
face
mention
to
him in
each
that.
other in interviews, in front of the camera. They're, behind the scenes, they got each other. But, like, other than that, I don't think they can go back to how they were, the way they were.
Yeah, I know. You're probably right. Well, Carl does deliver a savage read of Kyle, which I have to tip his. He doesn't deliver reads really ever. This may be his first, but he says the first thing Kyle's grabbing if this house is lit on fire is his DJ equipment, not anyone's hands in here to help anyone out. I'm like, that is pretty savage, Miss Radke. And I have to agree that is kind of his MO. You know, he's just about him and his storylines and his businesses and how he's gonna get further. Where Carl is like, I thought this show was about friendship.
Yeah, Carl's a mess, y'all.
Carl is a mess. And then we go to Top Golf. Now, this Top Golf is so familiar to me, or it's not Top Golf, but it is a Top Golf adjacent thing. This is a familiar landmark to me. Right when they said where they were going, I was like, oh, I bet you it's the place where they got in a fist fight with Luke. And then let alone they showed the scene. It's like, I know too much about the Summer House universe, I fear.
Yeah, they recycle
And
the same
I can't golf.
venues.
Can you golf at all?
No, not
Yeah,
if my
no.
life depended on
I
it. Mini golf, maybe.
uh, yeah, mini golf is everyone can do that. But
Yeah. Beyond that,
I don't
no.
mean I'm not trying to like downgrade your talents, but I do think everyone can do that. No golf, I can't. My thing is like when I try and swing, I just hit the ground. Like I don't understand the follow through. Like my body doesn't. I think because I'm scared to like fling the club behind me, that I end up just like hitting the ground like whack-a-mole. Like I'm hitting the golf ball. It's a bad look. Bad luck. Bailey is dressed like she's about to go to a voice recital. Which is shocking. She has no game. And honestly, her and Carla are perfect. Them flirting or trying to flirt over golf was kind of funny because she's like, how did I do it, Carl? Like, I don't know. There's just there's no sexual energy there.
No, she doesn't have the tan lines for it. I loved how she was like getting the boobies all ready for him to like help her out with the golf, and he was just obliviously not getting it.
Well, little does he know, she must not watch the show. He's not a boob guy. He's a tan line guy.
Watch her come
I think
next
he
summer
said
with
he's-
tan lines, Tom.
Yeah, she's like, I sat in a tanning bed with. She comes with she has the sunglass tan line. She has the bikini tan line. She has the leg tan line.
The watch tan line.
She's the watch. I rock that proudly. I feel like that is you're absolutely right. She's just gonna be like tan lined out. And then we get two confrontations, right? We get Kyle and Carl have this bizarre confrontation where poor Carl is like so scared to say fuck off to Kyle. And so he's just like, I don't have the words to tell you, but I just don't. It made me sad. I'm like, oh no. it's we're not looking good heading into this blowout fight. It's gonna go down. And then Amanda and Ben have a confrontation. And this one was more interesting to me. Amanda looked gooped to be confronted on camera.
Well, yeah, it's one of the men. Like, I feel like if it
Right.
was one of the women, she doesn't look that surprised. But yeah, it's one of her, like, her bros. She's such
Well,
a, like,
back to
guy's
the
girl.
well, I know she's a pick me. So like she's like the guys always have her back because like in her mind she's like I'm the hot girl. Like everyone, all the guys always back me because I'm the hot girl. But then like to have a guy actually be like put her in her place rightfully, and I'm not a Ben lover, but he rightfully put her in her place because she needed to be. And she I haven't seen her that shooketh maybe ever, to be honest, and I'm curious to see how next week goes down.
Well, she looks scared talking to Sabrina in the next episode. Even in that sit down, she looks worried.
All this leads me to a greater thought though, is like how is she going to handle the absolute like war that's going to go down at this reunion?
Tom, she's not. I really do believe Kyle when he says that she's having a hard time. Now, I can say that, but two things can be true. I'm still like Team Sierra. Not that there is a team. I feel like it should be obliviously
Yeah.
known that like we should all
Yeah.
like side with Sierra. But like at the same time, like I know she is not equipped to face all of this hate.
Yeah, I know you're right. And I do want to say, I want to remind everyone, like, it is a show. Like, the show is better because of scandal sometimes, and that's a really dark thing to say. And at Sierra's expense, like, that's not fair to her. But like, in the end, like, these people are kind of garbage, which is why we watch these shows. So like, I do think at times I know I just sat here and trashed her. I just like
Same.
after this season is a wrap, I do want to make sure that her mental health is fine. Like I'm not trying to ask for any of that to like come down all around her. Like it sucks that Raquel, especially because and I understand the situation is different between Scandival and this, and that like the woman in this was actually like a very good friend of the other woman. You know what I mean? Like where Raquel and Ariana weren't like that. It was more of like a mentor mentee sort of situation. So Amanda has more at fault than the Scandival of it all. But at the same time, like we need to make sure that if you're trying to come down on Amanda, we also need to continue to come down on West because they're both equally at fault here.
Yeah, I never saw it for West since day one, and it just makes me so mad that he just like walks in here and just like puts a mine into the house and explodes into this pitting the women. I don't like the storyline of like two friends now becoming enemies. It's
Yeah.
especially when it's West. Yuck. What does Noor call him? That toddler belly?
Yeah. I call him Boss Baby.
Travis Kelsey
I,
wannabe.
I feel like he's honestly more Jason Kelsey. Actually, no, that's a lie. I like Jason a lot. I feel like, no, you're right. He is a Travis Kelsey wannabe. Well, y'all, that was Summer House. There's so much happening online. I'm sure by the time we release this, a new scandal will have dropped. But thank you guys so much for being here and supporting everything. A reminder, on Friday, you'll get your Atlanta recap. I know it's a little bit delayed. We just had to move some filming around, and that's with the fab duo of Bravo, We're Black. So that'll come out later this week. And Van, thank you so much for being here. Anything you want to plug about Best Week Ever, where they can follow you, and then any fun guests or anything coming up on the show?
Yeah, follow me on YouTube, on Instagram as well. I am on all platforms wherever you hear your favorite podcasts, and new guests coming up. I do have an author coming in. I've been like such a fan for a long time. Her name is Fortessa. She has a new book called Like, Follow, Subscribe. It's just about like the lore of family vloggers having their kids be, on YouTube. And she
Oh,
actually
interesting.
interviews the kids because they're now 18 and they're like suing their parents. It's a great deep dive read. It's on audiobook now, and I have her at the end of the month, and I'm super excited because she is a pop culture diva as well, but also
Love
really
it.
smart to come out with a book like that. So check that out.
That is a really crazy world.
Right?
The family, the kid influencer stuff. I mean, obviously we know about the horror stories of like, what's her name? The Frankie in what's her name in Utah, the mommy blogger. I can't remember, but regardless, there's a ton of nightmare stories with these kids, and I'm definitely adding this to my Goodreads. So, and y'all go check out that episode with Van. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. Follow me at the Tom Hamlet on Instagram and follow the show at youtube.com/dumpsterdivepod or on your podcast platform. And make sure to give Best Week Ever a 5-star review and a sub and all the things that make podcasts and shows flourish. And we'll see you guys soon with another recap of Bravo things. Bye, y'all.